Okay, the second lesson, simulation, I'm just going to try to get you going on some of these. Once you kind of get the hang of it and get an idea how the software works, you'll probably be fine on some of these lessons without any kind of video. But I want to provide something to kind of help you out a little bit in the process early on. In this particular lesson, we're dealing with the product. That is what we're going to put on our shelves. What are we going to sell in the store? If you don't have a good product, people aren't going to want to come in to buy anything. So products are very important, making sure you have the right products on the shelf at the right time. Sometimes some products are seasonal. You'll find that in the sporting goods simulation that you'll do. Hockey will sell better in the winter. Baseball will sell better in the summer. So that's something that happens. So we have the 4 P's of the marketing mix: product, place, price, promotion. And the main one of the 4 P's is the product. Okay, because if you have a terrible product, it doesn't matter what price you set it at or how much you promote it, you're not going to make a lot of sales. So it's important that you set up your shelves with the correct products that you need to have. Currently, they've got a lot of bread on the shelves, milk, baby formula detergent, cola, nacho chips. You can click on these little things and it'll tell you what's on that shelf as well. This one's baby formula. Then it shows you the price, and then that's how you would change the shelf if need be. So in this particular lesson, they're going to have you determine what products you want to sell. Okay, so you might have to do a little survey to find out what you're going to put out there for people. They want you to see how's the business doing at first. So if you're going to run it for a little bit, it says run to April 10th. So I'm going to run it till April 10th. See how the business is going. Okay. And it will give me a profit here in a second. A lot of times they show you what to do, which is wrong, and then they show you what to do, which is a little more correct, and then you just got to kind of figure it out. But the main thing is they always show you the wrong way to do things first, just to kind of give you an idea of what not to do. So what was our profit after that week? It was that answer was right there. So where's your profit for the week ending April 9th? So then they ask us to move on to the next thing and look at, you can look at your income statement to see that profit. And so we had $20,000 in revenue. Our cost of goods sold, this is what we pay the distributors, the manufacturers, however you want to put that, suppliers. This is what we pay for those goods. We pay $13,000 to have those products in the store. We sell them for $20,000. And our gross margin is $7,000. So that's the money we make off each product. And then we have to still pay our rent, wages, promotion, equipment costs, security, and other expenses. And that determines our profit. So we don't make every little bit of money that comes in the store isn't profit. You've got to pay for your other expenses and stuff. So that's the important thing. You also have labor costs. That's your wages there and everything along those lines. But that is the income statement. All right, it says they want to use segmentation to focus on suburban customers near our stores. So you're trying to figure out what certain customers like more. You have different demographics in the world. Older people shop differently than younger people. You have people that are health conscious, where if they go to a grocery store, they're not going to buy fattening foods. They're not going to buy high-calorie items and stuff like that. Probably not as many desserts. Things along those lines. If people have kids, their purchases are different. So they're going to buy more juice, more Pop-Tarts, things like that. Things that are kid-friendly, items that kids tend to eat a lot of, as far as that goes. So you need to figure out what you're dealing with customer-wise. So the next thing, it says Action New Survey, and it says what's most popular product among suburban shoppers, okay? So we're looking for what do the suburban people like? So you need to answer is, what's your grocery I most often buy? I'm going to go ahead and ask what impulse they buy there too. And where do you live is important. You have to answer where do you live in this particular survey, because if you don't ask that in this survey, you're not going to be able to determine if they're a downtown resident or suburban resident, okay? So where do you live? What groceries do you buy most often? What groceries do you buy on impulse? Those are the 3 questions I'm going to ask. So I hit OK. I find out that this is what I have. It's most of the people that I've surveyed live in the suburbs. So I'm going to uncheck downtown. I don't want to know what they like. I just want to know what the suburb people like. That's who I'm going to focus my business on. What groceries do they buy most often? peanut butter, white bread, hot dogs, milk, and so forth. If I was to check downtown and see what they like, it changes. Milk, wheat bread, baby formula, peanut butter, oat cereal, detergent, and so forth. So they're purchased a little bit different. And then impulse buys, the downtown people really like the organic chips. So that means they're trying to eat a little healthier in the downtowns. In the suburbs, what do they like more? They like the nacho chips more than they like the organic chips. And they really like the generic cola in the suburbs as far as that goes. So once we've kind of surveyed some of the products they like generic cola, that's impulse buys. Let's go most often. So the suburbs like peanut butter, white bread, milk, and hot dogs. So if I was going to provide some other products that are not on the shelves, I would probably provide some of those. So if I go back here and I take a look and see what I got mainly wheat bread on the shelves. I need to put some white bread out there. So I'm going to change that wheat there to white bread by clicking on it. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and make one other change too. Let's see. They said that they like impulse buys. The suburban people liked the regular nacho chips more. So I'm going to put those out there too. And I'm not going to answer these questions because this will be part of your assignment, what you're going to do. But just to give you an idea. So I've just made some minor changes. And let's see if my profit goes up based on adding white bread to the shelves and add some nacho chips, okay? And so I'll just run it for about a week just to see when my profit changes. I can click on the run to command if I need be. Okay, look how much my profit jumped up to $4,807, okay? So for this particular thing, adding white bread and nacho chips was very important. If I added a salsa right there, because if you got nacho chips, you better buy some salsa. That's a complimentary item. If I click on salsa and add that, now let's see in the week how much weekly profit goes up based on me adding salsa to the mix. Okay. Oh, look at that. Quite a bit. That's a huge jump. So apparently they like a lot of salsa. It is April. It's close to Cinco de Mayo, so maybe people are buying up the salsa due to that. That's something you got to look at too as well. So if it's weekly profit, it's $7,575. I can look at my reports and I can go in and see, look at sales and margins. This would be an interesting thing. It shows you what's selling and what's not. These things aren't on the shelves. That's why you're not selling units. But if I look at salsa, I sold 1,600 units of salsa. For every unit of salsa I made or sold, I made $1.14. So that is a decent margin as far as that goes. This is how you can see how much money you're making off each particular item that you're selling, how many units you're selling of that particular item. So we went on white bread, 2,600 units we sold. We're not selling near as many wheat bread. If I look at the trend view, I can see what products, if I look at, let me find, here we go, white bread. See how white bread, we weren't selling any because we had none on the shelves, and then boom. Look how much it climbed to 8,000 units of white, or $8,000 in sales of white bread. You look at our wheat bread sales, what happened to them? Well, they pretty much stayed about the same. Organic chips stayed about the same. Look at salsa, if we can find that. Look at our salsa. We weren't selling before, and all of a sudden, boom, $5,000 in sales for salsa. So it is in April on this particular game, so that could mean a little bit of that because it is seasonal. People buy salsa different times of the year a little bit more than others as far as that goes, or might buy more of it. So in summary, so actions, survey results, and then merchandising just is basically the same thing as just clicking on the particular shelves. So it's going to tell you, just click on the fixture. So basically in this particular lesson, you're figuring out what items they like most, what you should sell in your store, and where to put those items, okay? You want to make sure that most items that you have the ability to sell, they're out there. I don't think there's really any scenario where you shouldn't put an item out there somewhere. Everything needs to have a shelf. But you're going to have more shelves of milk, cereal, detergent, because you're going to sell more of those items. You don't want to constantly be refilling those with your stockers. So if you have any questions, don't feel free to hesitate to email me if you need be, or just let me know if you have questions. All right. So that's for product. Thank you.